Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Erica and this is my channel, Creatively Erica, and I do a lot of crafting tutorials, DIY projects, and other small business related content. If this sounds like something that you're interested in, be sure to click that subscribe button down below for me. Or if you're wanting more behind the scenes content and sneak peeks, then be sure to follow my channel's Instagram at creatively.erica. All right, now that that introduction's out of the way, let's jump into today's video. Now, I cannot wait to get started because today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make your own glittered car freshies. So if you wanna see how I make my glitter car freshies, then keep watching. So a lot of you guys have asked how I make my glitter car freshies because, as you guys know, I love my glitter. So of course I incorporated that in my products that I sell for my small business, which are mainly these car freshies. But I'm not just going to be showing you guys how to add some glitter to a car freshie. I'm going to be showing you guys 4 different ways that you can make different types of glittered car freshies. So let's start by jumping into the supplies that you're going to need for this craft. All right guys, so for this craft, you're going to need everything that you would normally use to make a car freshie: aroma beads, fragrance oil, mica pigment powder. Now, as you can see, I already have some beads that are already scented and pigmented. These are ready to be baked. They are cured, ready to go. We're also going to be using some silicone molds today, along with some cookie cutters, roofing nails to make the hole in your freshies, some scissors, which you'll need to trim your freshies, and to also cut the elastic string that you put through your freshies to hang on your rearview mirror, some type of spoon or little measuring cup to divvy out your beads into the silicone molds and cookie cutters, and then some type of smell-proof bag to store your freshies in whenever you are done baking them. And then for today's video, I have various glitters over here. I have fine glitter, some medium chunky glitter, and then some large, like chunky sequins glitter. And we're also going to be using some fabric paint today. All right guys, I'm super excited to jump into this. Let's get started. All right guys, so like I said, I'm going to show you a couple different ways that I incorporate glitter into my freshies, and I'm going to be doing my silicone molds separately since they kind of have different baking times. Okay, so with one of these, we are going to add glitter right now, and then the other one we're going to add glitter while we're decorating. So with this first one, as you can see, I already had some glitter mixed in the beads. So I literally just pour some glitter in with my beads and shake up the jar right before I pour. But I am going to be adding some more glitter to this in just a second. So especially with like this chunky glitter, I just like to sprinkle some right on top right before I put them in the oven. And this is probably my favorite way to add glitter to freshies. But like I said, I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that you can incorporate glitter. Okay, now I really like the way this one looks, and I know that it's really hard to see on camera, but there is a ton of really pretty, like pink, light purpley, holographic glitter in there. And then with this one, we're gonna add glitter while we're decorating. So I'm not really worried about this one right now. All right, so these are ready to be baked now. So I have my oven preheated to 300 degrees, and I'm gonna bake these for about 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, and since I have a double oven, I can go ahead and put my next batch in my other oven. So I'm gonna be doing the silicone molds on this pan, and just like before, one of these we're gonna be putting glitter in with the beads right now, and the other we're gonna be putting glitter on while we decorate. Okay, and then with this one, we are going to be putting glitter in right now. Okay, and then we're gonna be putting glitter right on this mold, and you're gonna see why once the freshie is done being baked and we take it out. Especially with silicone molds, I really love using fine glitter, especially like color shifting, holographic, iridescent type glitter. So I'm just going to be sprinkling in this glitter all over the bottom of this silicone mold. I'll put the nail back in just a second, but I just want to make sure I get all around those edges. And then we're going to put our nail right back in. Okay, so now that I poured the beads in, now I'm gonna add this like medium chunky silver holographic glitter just to the top of this. And then I'm gonna add this big chunky sequins holographic silver glitter, just like we did with the cow freshie that we just put in the oven. I'm just gonna sprinkle it right on top. Okay, and then now we are ready to put these Freshies in the oven. And again, I have my oven preheated to 300 degrees. And I've noticed with the silicone molds, they do take a few minutes longer than when you bake with the cookie cutters. So these typically have to bake for about 12, 13 minutes or so. And then we'll be able to pull these out of the oven. Okay, and the timer for these just went off. So now I'm gonna check these. I always set the timer for 10 minutes just so I can check on them, but usually they're not done until like 11 or 12 minutes. But I just check by very carefully poking the beads with your finger, and if the beads don't come up with your finger, then they're good to go. So these are ready to cool. So I'm just gonna leave these setting here until they are completely cool to the touch before we take them out of our cookie cutter mold. Okay, and the timer just went off for these. These have been in the oven for about 13 minutes. I can tell just by looking at these, they're done. I'm just gonna let these cool down until they are completely cool to the touch before we take them out of their silicone molds. All right guys, so my Freshies are all completely cool now. So now I can take them out of their cookie cutters and their silicone molds. And look at all that glitter. All right, so here's the side that was facing up that we just sprinkled that big sequins chunky glitter on. And then the other side is where we put the holographic glitter all over the silicone mold. As you can see, the Freshie picks up most of it. It hardly leaves any behind. And hopefully the camera is picking this up for you guys, but this side of the Freshie is completely smooth because of this glossy silicone mold, and all of the holographic glitter is like baked onto those beads. So it has that holographic silver glitter shine to it, and I think it is just gorgeous. Okay, so now we are going to trim all of our Freshies down just because I do not like the jagged edges. That's just my personal preference. You obviously don't have to do that. I just think it looks way more finished once they're trimmed. And I just like to trim right over my baking sheet because then I can just dump it in the trash when we're done. Okay, so now I am ready to decorate my Freshies, but I'm gonna go ahead and tie my elastic string on my cow one because I'm not going to be decorating the cow because I just think it's cute as is. It doesn't really need a decoration. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put my string on this one and put this one in my smell-proof bag until I'm ready to use it. But there is our cow. Now I'm gonna go ahead and decorate my Freshies. So because this one has a lot of glitter on both sides, I'm just gonna do something super simple. So I just did a cute little smiley face on that one just because I think it doesn't need a super intricate design. So I'm just gonna set that aside so it can dry overnight. And then we will add our string on once this is dried tomorrow. Okay, so now for the fun ones. So with these, I said I was going to decorate with glitter. So there's two ways you can kind of go about this. Number one, you can buy glitter puffy paint. So that's what I'm gonna use for this one. And with some of these glitter ones, at least what I've noticed with the silver and the gold, it comes out almost like a whitish kind of cream color, but it does dry to where it will just be gold glitter. So I think I'm gonna do leopard spots on this one. That way when it dries, it'll just be like gold glitter leopard spots on this black arrowhead. I think that'll be cute. Okay, so same thing, I'm gonna set this one aside and let it cure overnight. But just remember how this looks now, because like I said, it is a lot lighter, and then once it dries, you'll just see the gold glitter. Okay, and then for this one, you guys can probably hardly see it, but there is a Cowhide Design, like 3D design. So I am going to be using puffy paint and some fine glitter. Okay, and then I just set a piece of paper down underneath my Freshies so that all of the excess glitter that I dump on there, I can just pour it back into my glitter container and reuse it. So I'm just going to take my puffy paint and just kind of paint or like trace on this cow print design. So now that I have my puffy paint on there, while it's still wet, you're just gonna sprinkle the glitter on. Now you could do this with Mod Podge or some type of glue, but I just prefer the puffy paint because I have it on hand for my Freshies. Puffy paint is a lot cheaper than Mod Podge and most glues, unless you're using like a cheaper glue. But I also like using puffy paint because usually I'm doing colored glitter. So the puffy paint serves as like a base, so I don't have to like layer the glitter. I can just do like a thin glitter coat right over all that puffy paint, and because it's pink underneath, it's gonna look good. Okay, so now that I have all of that glitter on there, I'm just going to very carefully, because I don't want to mess up my puffy paint, I just turn it right upside down, kind of tap on it a couple times, and now we have a really beautiful glitter design. Now you'll notice that there is some glitter there, but once this puffy paint is dry with all this glitter, we can just take a brush, just brush off all of that excess glitter. So just like the other ones with puffy paint, I'm just gonna set this aside and let this completely dry overnight, and we will check it out tomorrow and finish this up. All right guys, so it is the next day and our puffy paint is completely dry. So as you can see, there is some excess glitter here on the background. So I'm just taking a little, this is just an eyeshadow brush, but I use it for my Freshies, and I'm just going to brush away all of that excess glitter. All right, so now as you can see, all the excess glitter is off, and look at this adorable glittered cow print car freshie. So now we are ready to tie on our elastic string on all of these Freshies, and then we will be done. So I just cut about 10 to 12 inches of my elastic string. I put the two ends together and then just tie a knot so that it's just a loop like so. And then once you get a loop on one side, I just thread the other end through and then pull. And then I just like to trim the little ends of my string there. And now it is ready to be packaged up. And then here's that black arrowhead with the gold glitter leopard spots. As you can see, it did dry gold. All right, so now all of our Freshies are ready to be bagged up. All right guys, so that is it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I loved making these glitter car freshies. I think they came out amazing. But if you liked it, please let me know by giving me a big thumbs up. Or if you have any other questions or comments, feel free to drop a comment down below. I would love to hear what you guys think. Let me know which car freshie is your favorite. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, be sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any other crafting tutorials. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.